I fucking did it, guys. I finally made BY NAMI actually work. And I put together a list that sounds a little crazy. It looks a little crazy, but it actually freaking works. And I'm going to show it to you guys right now. We're missing a couple cards from OP13 still to make this even better. But it's like a kind of blended Land of Wano version. And the triggers are there literally just to high roll UP, which is our worst matchup by far. So let me show you guys the videos. All right, so we got 2 Nojikos. We have 2 Pudding, 4 of the Marco. This is just a better card than Cavendish in my opinion, because it is a blocker, allows you to stay safe. And then obviously if it gets KO'd, then you can just draw 2 cards, which is really nice, whereas you can't do that with Cavendish. 2 Jozu, 2 of the Odins. This card it just seems so underwhelming to me a lot of the times, but if you can get it out on curve, it's really strong. But this card is what is very good in the deck. It just allows you to have that tempo, allows you to get your leader effect. This deck wants to go second, so obviously you can pitch back or bounce back a 4 cost or lower. You can bounce back your own Nojikos, your Puddings, whatever. Just a really strong tempo card. 4 of the Hiyori to activate the 2 the trigger cards, and this is mainly against GP and UP. Then we have 4 Zeus, 2 Shirahoshi to protect against decks that just KO, like Blackbeard or Shanks, or I guess those are pretty much the only ones. I guess Marco. We have 4 Beige, 4 Kikinojo, 3 Dendro. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what Dendro does, basically he has an effect, but you never really use it. He's just a 6k trigger body that you can pitch off of Kuma, you can pitch off your leader, you can pitch off of Luffy. There's plenty of outlets for it. Also, you can pitch off the 0 cost event. It's just a generically good card. Most decks are like 4 life or 3 life leaders right now, so the second you deal 1 damage to him, you're already in range to start triggering stuff right off the bat, and you do heal a lot with this deck with the Kikinojo and the Kumas. So at one point I was like a 10 life leader against this GP player. It's hilarious. Playing 4 of the Namis. This is also just to get some of these cards out of our hand because they can be very annoying. It's just an extra removal card too. I decided to put the extra Namis in there over the Nojikos because it's a body and you can get rid of these triggers, which is really cool. 4 Kuma, 2 Red Rock, 2 Gravity Blade, and 2 You're the One Who Should Disappears. Now, I don't think this deck is amazing into UP still, but it's great into Rayleigh. It's great into Zoro because you're just constantly healing. And it's pretty good into just like a bunch of rogue decks. It's good into Blackbeard. It's good into just all these like random decks that you might play against. It's not great into Enel. It's not great into Shanks, and it's not great into UP. That's pretty much it though. It's a pretty good deck. Let me show you guys the videos. All right, so the first video is against my alma mater, and that's Doflamingo, and it's just very unfortunate that this deck is not what it used to be. However, I do have a video coming out because I've seen so many people playing it recently, and I'm like, is there a surge in Dofi? Like, why are people saying it's good right now? Because I really don't know. But that's coming soon. I did find that it's very favorable into Rayleigh, and it's like decent into UP. It depends on like how they start. If they just go crazy, then it's probably not great into UP. But I mean, there's so many decks that are bad into UP that I don't even understand like how they're even in the meta, if we're being honest. So like Bonnie's like terrible into UP, so he's gonna go 5, he's gonna go 7 at life and then play the Mihawk, which is definitely not a great start. It's not what you want to see. I'm just gonna keep taxing his hand. The way Dofi loses, Dofi's really good at recurring resources, but if they have a really weak start like they do with the Mihawk right here, then it's really easy to kind of drain Dofi of resources. And I'm checking to see what he trashed too. He trashed Gecko and Perona, because you don't really need Perona too much because you have the Teach. But the thing about Teach is he drains cards from your hand, so if you're not playing like Weevils and stuff, you're what he just searched for off the Sengoku, then you're really in a tough spot here. So I believe this 7 I'm gonna finally 2k out. I didn't really have a whole lot of counter to protect the Marco, and I needed the Marco to protect my characters. So even though he could get bounced, I had to take the risk because I'm sorry, not to protect my characters, to attack into his board. So I needed the Marco to be able to apply pressure. And I considered playing the Kuma here. I guess I do play the Kuma here. I thought I was going to play the Kikanojo, but then I figured he can just bounce Law and then bounce it back. So I didn't want to lose all the tempo that I had. So I think it was okay because I still took a card out of his hand either way. And I established a Kuma and healed, which is really nice. So the way I envision myself winning this game from this point on is just to basically just overwhelm him with healing on Kumas, and then use the Kumas to attack into his board right here. He's gonna go 7, and there's the Dendro right there. That Dendro does suck when you're a 4 life, or when you're playing against a 5 life leader. Dendro is not the best card in the deck. So he's just gonna go another 8. I'm gonna take it both because I'm gonna heal with the what's it called either way. I want to start with a do I want to start with a 6? I think I start with a 6. Yeah, I start with the 6 into the Mihawk so that he can get cards out, or that I can get cards out. Because I knew like guaranteed math, like if I swing 8 and then 6 into the Weevil, it was dead. So I wanted to kill the Mihawk and that, and then leave the Marco up. Honestly, leaving the Marco up probably wasn't the most amazing idea because he could have just had Bounce Law, but he hasn't had it so far, and his hand is pretty low on resources. So I figured it was pretty safe to go ahead and get rid of, or I'm sorry, keep the Marco active. And I think this is when I finally decided to just block, because I was like, okay, like it's time. Yeah, it's time, bro. Like, how much more time do I have until he finds the Law and just bounce it, and I get no value from it? So, well, actually, I just realized he can't even use the Bounce Law because I have the Shirahoshi, so he can't even bounce it. That's actually so busted. I think at this point I just like win the game. I'm just gonna be able to go like 7/7. I believe I'm gonna be able to pop his Boa too. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Pitching the Kikanojo, popping the Boa, and then playing the other Marco. That can't be fucking touched. It's too good, boys. It's too fucking good, lads. Yeah, I go 6 in a life right there. It gives me a 2k, and then I play the Marco, and this game is just barreling out of control. He plays a Weevil, and he's about to rage quit from this point on, and I don't blame him because maybe not rage quit, but the game was very much over. I mean, I had too much life. I'm a 9k leader. I think this is where I just block with the Marco, and before I could, I think he just decides to leave either way, and he's like, yeah, this game's over. So let me show you guys a different game now, a more relevant deck. All right, so this one is against Enriusi. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but we got a Rayleigh versus a BY, and Rayleigh, in my opinion, right now is the best deck in the game because it is just very good into UP, it's good into Zoro, it's good into a lot of GP right now. It's just good into a lot of decks. However, what it's not good into is NAMI. So that is what we're gonna that's what we're gonna see right now. We have a 5 right here. We wanted to play the Shirahoshi earlier because while it will cost us some cards, I don't want him to Mulgun our shit. That is pretty much essentially it right there. It is a little unfortunate, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna swing into his life to just draw a card. We like drawing here. We like drawing cards. I decided to play the Marco because if he does swing 5, because I don't have my leader effect active, with the 7k leader by pitching a card, I figured if he swings 5, then I'll go ahead and get a free block out of it and be able to counter the other one. That was the goal. And it's just nice. The Shirahoshi's so nice. It just sits on the board. They can't remove it, so it's just it just sticks to the fucking board, man. Like it allows your Marcos to stick. It allows your Kumas to stick. It basically makes it so they can't like invalidate any of your early game stuff, and that's really what you need with NAMI, because NAMI has a pretty good late game. It has a pretty good late game. Because it just draws a lot. It plays a lot of like removal, like Gravity Blade and Red Rock. It's just a really good deck. It just struggles a lot in the early game. So if decks can kind of get under it, that's a huge issue for it. Also, if decks can just get really big really quickly, like UP, that's also an issue for it. But this version of the deck, it does not play. I just go ahead and block with the Marco here. There's no reason not to. I'm going to go ahead and pitch the beige here. Yeah, I don't want to go down too low, even though I am going to heal with Kuma. There's just not really a reason to take the life there, personally. So we're going to go 6 here. And the reason we're going to go 6 here is because we want to make sure that whatever trigger that we get in the next like 2 life that we take has the ability to play, because now he's at 3 life. We can Kuma pitch Kikanojo, and then if we get another Kikanojo or a Dendro, then we're in a really good spot. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember in any of these games right here actually pitching the Kikanojo, but it looks like I actually popped the Luffy. I don't remember doing that, I'm not gonna lie. But we'll play another Marco right there. I guess because we don't really need to take the life, or I'm sorry, we don't really need to heal, because we have the Kuma later. So if we can just pop the Luffy now, I guess it's not a horrible play. It's not bad. And we still establish a character as well. We still deal a damage into life. We still draw off of our effects. So it's really not too bad. He reveals the Conquerors plus a mole gun here. I'm just going to go ahead and 2K this again. I think eventually I block, but realistically, I kind of want him to like... I kind of want to like run out of resources and then block with the Marcos. So I go ahead and block Marco and then give a 1K. I don't ever want to let them go though, because they are nice attackers. Like, it is nice to have 6K bodies on the board. I think that's kind of where I'm at right now with Marco. It's kind of hard to... I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's like actually kind of hard to get the value from Marco, because even though it is a draw 2 card, you never really want to just like let it die, you know, for free. And so like by the time, and look at that, he tried to mulligan it, and I put LOL, bro. Look at that. That's fine, bro. It's a big brain play, big brain play. Yeah, and then well, finally I get the value now. Now I get like super value. I get the super value from the Marco because he mulliganed it and I saved it with the Shirahoshi, and then he had I took another attack too, which is huge. So I'm just gonna go 2 into the 2. Doesn't really matter too much. Then I'll go 6 into leader. I probably should have gone 5 into leader. I'm not gonna lie, because I think I play. Actually, I think I have enough anyway. What do I do here? I forget, guys. I hope I don't misplay for you guys. I hate misplaying for you guys. Don't judge me. How much Don do I have? I have 8 Don. Oh, wait, he went Conk and didn't tap the Don. I don't know why he did that, but I'm like, okay. Fuck it, bro. This is ranked, bro. This is ranked, bro. So I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to draw a 2K. How nice is that? And then I play the double fucking Kikanojo, bro. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. Because now I still don't have my leader effect. But like, even if he does put me at 0 this turn, I just heal, restand the Marco. Like, I'm just in a good spot. So he's gonna go 6 here. I'm gonna go ahead and counter. I think he's gonna go double 6 here. I'm like, what is this guy gonna do? Play like Kid Killer or some shit? I don't even know. So he goes 6 here. The way I'm reading his hand, so he goes 8. So I was like, okay, I'll just take the 8, no problem at all. The way that I see his hand right now, though, guys, it's like he has 8 cards in hand, and I have plenty of cards in my hand right here. Even if this is something like he swings 7, I can just proudly just take it, because I'm not really in any concern, because I can keep healing and my board is like really nice. But because he only went 6 there, I'm just gonna go ahead and 2K counter out of that one. I can go back up to 2 life. I think this is where I made the mistake of not attacking with my leader, because I think I go Kuma plus Marco. Maybe I don't, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go 6 into life first, because I'm not really too concerned about the Zoro either way, but I think the 6 into life is just a bait to see what he's gonna give me, and then I'm gonna swing into a Zoro after the fact. I guess not. I guess I just don't care about the Zoro. I guess, I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna out heal him either way. Yeah, and then I'm gonna swing into the buggy and then play Marco. If he wants to give me cards for that, then like that's like totally fine too. It's like, okay, go ahead and give me the card for that, and then I'm just gonna heal, pitching probably a pudding, and then play the other Marco, and now I just have fucking, you know, blocker that draws 2, 3 2Ks. I don't have leader effect, but I don't think it matters either way. He can't kill me. It's like literally impossible for him to kill me. I think that's why I wasn't really too concerned about the Zoro. I was like, I'm potentially saving him cards, because if I keep attacking into his life, then he's going to give me the cards to basically not die. But if I attack into the Zoro, he might just let it go. And because I wasn't concerned about myself dying, because worst case scenario, if I go down to 1 life, then I can just restand both the Marcos. He swings 5 there. I'm just going to tap the Marco right here. And I think my goal here is just to take 1 and then counter the other. because I think this is just gonna and look at this. This is a good problem to have. I've triggered the Kikanojo, but my board is completely full. So it's a pretty good problem to have. It's a pretty good problem to have, triggering the Kikanojo and literally not being able to play it. That's kind of crazy. But the reason I take the 6 here is because I figured he was just gonna swing 7 or swing 6 again. But I forgot the boa was there. So yeah. I don't remember if that boa was there the whole time or not. I really don't remember. So then he just goes 9. He goes 9 to the Marco, which I was like, okay. I just let it go because I think I have enough to kill him either way. And then this is just like math at this point. I start out with 6s. There's like no, like, I'm not worried. Even if I don't kill him for whatever reason, I'm not worried about me losing either way. If I'm being honest. So like the math here was like a little sloppy, but like I had such a big lead that it didn't really matter either way. I knew one of the cards in his hand was dead, so then I just go 7 here and then I just kill him. So we'll go to one more game. All right, so the last game is going to be against a GP player, and what we're looking for in this matchup is we're looking for some early game removal. However, we don't really have it, but the pudding is really nice. The reason I decided to keep this hand is because we have the Marco, we have pudding, and we have Gravity Blade. And while Gravity Blade isn't amazing against like one Sanji pudding, usually they don't have enough stages to just like boost up all their Sanji puddings. So they'll play like a Sanji pudding Zorojoro into another Sanji pudding, and you wait until you can just like bottom deck 2 of the Zorojoro plus the Sanji puddings essentially. He goes pretty much perfect curved. He goes Sanji pudding. I think he plays a Frankie here too, if I remember correctly. No, he does not. He does not play Frankie here. I think I just take this because I do have the Kuma, so I was like, oh, there's not really a reason for me to pitch the what is it called? Pitch any counter, because I can just heal back up to 3 life anyway. So I think I do go ahead and just play the Kuma here. Probably pitch the Red Rock. You don't really need Red Rock in this matchup because the Gravity Blade takes care of a lot. Am I gonna swing 6 here? I think I should. No, because I don't have my, I'm smart. I'm a smart guy sometimes, guys. I don't have my leader effect yet, so I don't want to pitch the Marco. The problem about going second a lot of times is you are kind of playing on curve for like the first like 8 Dawn. And luckily that's where the Luffy comes in, because you can finally get your leader effect at that point. I am going to go ahead and pitch the 2k here because I just think it's very valuable to keep that Marco as an attacker and just keep draining cards from my opponent's hand, even though I do have pudding. Because eventually they're going to kill it. And when they do kill it, I'll be here. This is where I do decide to Gravity Blade here, and this is why Gravity Blade is so good. They boost up one of the Sanji puddings, and that's fine. But the second that, you know, they play 2 other characters, they're getting fucking popped, bro. And I get the draw as well, which is just kind of nasty. To draw a card, another 2k, which is nice. He gets a 2k as well, which is, you know, all fair in love and war. But I get mine for free, and he gets his for taking a hit, and then he immediately gives it to me, and then I go ahead and ruin all of his tempo right here by giving him 2 of the by giving him Gravity Blade. Now it's important to understand this, guys, is you need to play Gravity Blade before or after you actually have counter in your hand. Or I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. You need to play Gravity Blade after you have a board developed, because a Gravity Blade when you have no board is basically worthless. If I had no board here, this Gravity Blade would have been really bad. It basically just skipped my turn to get rid of a little bit of his tempo. But because I have some valuable attackers, it's a little bit different. And if I take this life right here, I'm in a good spot. I'm still at 2 life. I got 2 attacks. I'm going to go ahead and give him the 2k here, and then I think this is pudding time. I think this is just pudding time, and then do I swing into his life? Or do I swing? I think I try to bait swinging into... No, I guess not. I guess I'm going all gas, no brakes, baby. So I think I go 888. Yep, 888, draw a card. I'll take that all day. And I think I swing 8 with Nami first to see if he's going to take it. And then he just does. So I was like, all right, fuck it, bro. I'm just, do I putting him into no counter? So I swing 8 right here. And then I think he gives me a 2k, 1k, which is huge, bro. So now I know he doesn't have like, he doesn't have giant. Because if he had giant, he would have used it. He's going to like fucking like 9 Dawn. So if he had giant right there, it gives you a lot of information. So right there, obviously he didn't have giant, which tells me that whenever I am going for lethal in the future, it's more likely that he doesn't have counter. Now he could still have a Bagua. I'm gonna go ahead and take this hit right here. I don't really think there's a reason to not take the hit. And then here's the fucking Dendro, bro. So gross, bro. I love this deck so much, man. I don't know why I love this deck so much, but I'm gonna go ahead and I believe this one I'm gonna counter because I was a little scared of him like secret Luffying me or like finding some like weird way to lethal me. So I think I decided to counter this one right here and then give him one of the 2Ks because even if he kills the Kuma or the Marco, I'm still in a good spot. So he swings 7 into life. I believe I just take this one now because I'm not really worried about myself dying. And so he draws Sanji 2K with the when you're at sea, then he draws another card. So he has pretty much a whole new hand right now. And then he goes 6. What does he play for 6? Another Nami into a DMG. Okay. So he has a 2K, a DMG, and a dead card. All right. Let's see what we can do. Now, obviously, guys, the first step that we'd take is we try to get rid of as many counters as his hand as possible. So we're going to swing 6 and see what he gives us. If he gives us a 2K here, which he does, then we're going to go 6 again, because obviously he doesn't have a lot of counter. So he swings 6 again and gives us a 2K. We're going to swing another 6. Are you going to give us the DMG here? Yep, DMG. So what do? We swing another 6. What are you going to give us now? So he's going to Bagua here. Perfect. Yep. And then we have the game right here, guaranteed. And that's how you do it, boys. That's how you fucking do it. Good video, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Be sure to check out the meta fi down below if you want to win a cereal.